Breaking in just the last few hours, the U.S. Supreme Court has temporarily blocked a federal judge's order to return a Maryland man without protected legal status, who the administration had conceded was mistakenly deported to an El Salvador mega security prison. Abrego Garcia legal team has already responded tonight to the Supreme Court in part writing the government's contention that courts lack jurisdiction to order it to return an individual wrongfully removed in defiance of a court order is unconscionable. As Judge Wilkinson noted in his concurrence this morning, this is a path of perfect lawlessness, one that courts cannot condone. Also breaking in the last hour, the Supreme Court has handed Trump another significant victory, lifting the court order blocking the administration from using the Wartime Alien Enemies Act to rapidly deport Venezuelan migrants. Joining me now is Veronica Cardenas, former Assistant Chief Counsel from Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Veronica, let's take these in order so we can get a clearer picture of what has happened. Starting first with Mr. Garcia's case, the Maryland man who the administration has admitted, oops, our bad, didn't mean to take him, but nope, can't get him back. And so the efforts to get him back has now been stayed by the Supreme Court. What does that mean?
So I think, and I want to make one thing clear, that this is going to be a battle between the courts and what the executive authority has the ability to do. And this was Chief Justice John Roberts. It's still very early to tell how this issue will play out, but essentially what this does is it really takes away authority from the immigration courts, who have already heard this issue. The executive branch is saying that this person was an MS-13 gang member, and thereby he is a foreign terrorist organization, which this administration had deemed so February 20th of 2025. But this person was someone who already went before an immigration judge. He had his trial. The government already tried to make those arguments. The lower court and the administrative court found that they were vague and uncorroborated. And now we have the Chief Justice John Roberts and his decision stating that the executive branch has the authority to not only label somebody, but then to wrongfully deport them to the country where they were not supposed to.
That's the part, that part right there. I don't understand. There is no evidence. There's been no evidence of criminal behavior or activity that's been presented in any court along in this process. So I'm a little bit confused how the Supreme Court can look at this line of arguments that have been made by Mr. Garcia's lawyers, saying, show us where this guy is a Venezuelan thug, show us where he's committed where he's been a threat to the U.S., show us where he's violated American law. And the only thing they've got going for them is the fact that, well, we already snatched him up and took him over there to El Salvador. Right. And the Supreme Court is like, well, that's okay. You can do that.
Right. And that's what makes this so dangerous, because the government is admitting their error. There are ways to bring people back if they are wrongfully deported. The prior administrations have done that. This is not anything new. What's new is that this administration is trying to pull their weight, saying that the courts, the federal courts, have no authority over executive authority. And so it looks like, at least by what I got from Chief Justice John Roberts' decision, is that this is for Congress to decide. And that is just not the case. The courts, the federal courts, are put into place for this very reason. And the government admitting that he was unlawfully removed is just, and then on top of that, for things to go in their favor, at least for now, this is a temporary stay. It's just absurd.
All right, so let's shift to the decision this evening regarding the use of the Alien Enemies Act, now clearing the way for this president, Donald Trump, to indiscriminately, randomly just grab people, claim they're Venezuelans, and send them to El Salvador or wherever he wants to send them, under the guise that I guess the Supreme Court thinks we're at war with Venezuela. I don't get the order, the nature of the order, but help us understand what this means.
I think this order really comes as a disappointment because it seems like this administration is given the pass to just label people the way they want to in order to make good on their promise of removing people in the United States. So we will have to see how this plays out, but in my opinion, this administration is creating and carving out new classes of removable non-citizens, people that Congress never intended to create.
Yeah, what Congress intended to do versus what Congress didn't intend to do, it seems to be a jump ball right now. And we would hope that the Supreme Court would recognize that, but apparently not. Veronica Cardenas, thank you so much, helping us put some understanding on this.